Hello and welcome to episode number 1 of the Game of Thrones Unplugged podcast. Me and my co-host Gemma from Secrets of the Citadel plan on bringing you 2 hype episodes per week, leading all the way up until season 8 and beyond. Filming locations, collaborations on character profiles, and of course our favorite, discussing theories with special guests from the Game of Thrones and the Song of Ice and Fire community. I'm joined by my lovely co-host Gemma from Secrets of the Citadel. What's going on, Gemma?
Hi Kyle, I'm good. I'm very good. Glad to be here. Excited to get these podcasts rolling out. We've got so much to talk about, and we've got a big gap between season 7 and season 8. So these are just going to keep coming thick and fast because we've just got so much to talk about. I don't think we'll ever run out of material to talk about as far as this world and this story goes, will we?
No, not really. I mean, we've talked about this for quite some time too, doing a podcast and doing content on the books and the show. We want to deliver something for our fans while they're going to be waiting for the next season. We know that season 8 is going to be the final season, but this is going to be fun, and we're going to have special guests come on the show, and it's going to be something new and exciting for me and you. Let's talk about our podcast schedule, Gemma. What are we going to be doing? So we're going to be doing 1 episode on my channel and then 1 episode on your channel. So it's kind of going to go back and forth like we do with the live streams.
Yeah, essentially, we're going to record 2 per week, and then 1 will go on yours and 1 will go on mine. So, you know, people can flip between them. But we will link, like, I will link the one to yours on mine and vice versa. We're both on Twitter and Facebook. So if you're connected with us through that, you know, we'll always post links and what have you. So they're not going to be too difficult to come across. We're going to be looking at chapters, theories, character profiles. We're going to do a spotlight where we take your Q&As. If we get some particularly really good meaty questions from some of you guys, we might even do, like, you know, 1 podcast that focuses on maybe 2 or 3 of your questions, and where we can really get into depth with those. So that's going to be quite exciting. But yeah, like I said, we're never going to run out of things to talk about. So we intend to keep this going for the foreseeable.
And the cool thing is too, is I think once per month, I think to reward our fans, I think, you know, we always talk about how amazing our chats are during the live stream. We can reward our fans by letting them vote over 2 or 3 weeks to pick a subject for us, and we can kind of cover that and do that. But, you know, this is the Game of Thrones Unplugged podcast. We are going to talk about things in the community that are going on, you know, filming locations, stuff about season 8 news, all sorts of stuff that's happening, and we want to keep all of you informed and excited, of course, for everything that is Game of Thrones and the Song of Ice and Fire. All right, Gemma, let's talk season 7. You know, I'm the eternal optimist. I'm really excited for pretty much every episode. I enjoy every episode. But have you enjoyed season 7? There has been some chatter about season 7 that it isn't that good. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, we've still got 1 episode left, haven't we? We've still got the season finale to come out. So we've had 6 episodes. Overall, it's not great from me, to be honest. I found elements of it difficult to get on board with, difficult to not get distracted by the gaping plot holes. Some of the bigger moments were awesome, were spectacular. I did have, and we'll get into that in a little while, sort of very specific moments that I really enjoyed. But yeah, if I'm going to sum it all up, I was a little bit disappointed. But again, there are reasons for that, which I know we're going to get into a little bit later. But I don't think I'm the only one that struggled with this season so far. Maybe we just hype it up so much. I mean, we had over a year to wait for this, and sometimes something just cannot live up to the hype that you build up in your mind when you've had over a year to build up said hype. So perhaps there's something to that.
And, you know, another thing that we've talked about, we're going to get into this in just a second, is how the leaks, I believe, have hurt the season. The anticipation, I think, when we look back on the previous seasons of Game of Thrones, anticipating something that's going to happen we didn't know before. Now the leaks have been out there. You know, I got spoiled in my comment section for the last episode, Beyond the Wall, and I know some other people in the YouTube community. Game of Theories actually got spoiled on Twitter and on Facebook, stuff like that. So it's been a really interesting season to navigate. because I've only been around for a year. You've only been around for a year, but last year was so different as far as making videos and anticipation for episodes, getting excited or hyped for an episode. It has been really different. I've really enjoyed season 7. I'm a little bit different in the way I think about things, though. I'm not, okay, oh my God, where did they get these chains? This needs to be explained. Oh my God, they need to go around on the boat for 40 minutes in an episode to travel somewhere. Yeah, so some of the things obviously irk me, but, it is television and people have to understand that. So I'm kind of on the other side of the spectrum, but I absolutely respect people that are like, oh, the pacing is off and whatnot.
Yeah, it's just, I'm really torn because part of the logical part of me is annoyed and frustrated, but the part of me that wants to see something incredible on television is very satisfied, because let's face it, no matter how we feel about the story or whatever's been going on with time travel issues or any of that, it's great television. It's beautiful television. It's amazing to watch, and you can't really argue with that, can you?
It's funny, and people were like, oh my God, that was the worst episode of Game of Thrones. Well, that was better than every other episode of anything that's on television. I was talking about that. Or Game of Thrones is season 7 is shitty. Yeah, season 7 is better than any other anything else that's on television right now. So,
absolutely, yeah. Even at its worst, it's still head and shoulders above, isn't it?
Maybe it could have been executed a little bit better over 10 episodes, but we know, obviously they want to finish it in the fashion that they believe they can do it. So it's really interesting, though. I've had many discussions with many different people. There's so many different opinions, and that's the beauty of it. We can look at it in a bunch of different ways. But going forward, what I want to do is focus on the positive stuff. For the most part, we do got to talk about something else about YouTube later on that's a bit negative. But favorite moments from season 7, Gemma. Let's go top 2 or 3 favorite moments of the season for you.
Top 3 favorite moments. Okay, my top 1 favorite moment was Jon and Drogon. That was. It was a brief scene, but it gave me shivers. It absolutely gave me shivers. I loved that. I loved everything about it. I loved the way Drogon landed and clearly wanted to get in for a closer look, and the ripples of pleasure from the dragon and the noises the dragon was making, and Jon's kind of tentative taking off his glove, and I just absolutely adored that entire scene. Second would be the loot train attack. I enjoyed that for a very different reason. I enjoyed being horrified at that. you know what I mean, though, don't you? It's I didn't enjoy watching men frightened and being burned alive, but
melting in their own armor. My God, that was awful.
Absolutely, but the spectacle of the loot train. Moment three.
It's hard, isn't it?
It is. You know what it is? And this is going to be so controversial. I really enjoyed the Citadel montage. I just thought it was hilarious. I was just absolutely
when people started calling you Secrets of the Citadel, that was pretty funny.
Because it just went on and on and on, and it's like, oh my goodness, I think we get the point. And it was.
If you ate super oatmeal that day, I feel bad for you.
It was like a Rocky montage gone wrong. It was the best thing. It was so funny. I love that. So that's my top 3 moments.
I really enjoyed the first episode. It had 2 of my favorite moments of the season. Obviously, everybody knows that I love Sandor Clegane. I really enjoyed his vision into the flames, and that whole scene in particular. The Gravedigger nod and him kind of reflecting introspectively about Sandor, screwed up a few people's lives, as we've seen. They were dead in the corner from probably starving. But, I really enjoyed the cold open with Arya, which was amazing. But I'm with you, too. The Drogon and Jon moment was really awesome. Also, the Dragonglass cave scene. Now I'm cheating. That's 4. I'm sorry, everyone. I kind of broke my own rules for going top 3 here. Well, those are some of my favorite moments in the season. Since we're talking about favorite moments, Gemma, MVP of the season. This is a hard one. I was thinking about this last night. I'm like, well, there's a few characters, a few actors that have really stepped up their games this season. I'm really interested to see your perspective on this.
MVP. Oh, heck. Yeah. Beric stood out for me. Every scene that has Beric Dondarrion in it is just instantly awesome. We haven't had enough of Beric. I love Beric. He was great.
You know what's crazy too, Gemma, is we were all complaining about Lady Stoneheart when it didn't happen.
We were, and that's and I've just done a video actually, where I've gone through all of the characters that are still alive in the books that have been killed off in the show, and actually Beric is obviously the reversal of that. He's long dead in the books, and we still have him in the show, but the actor is just, he's phenomenal. The flaming swords, I was on board with that. I really enjoyed every scene that had Beric in. He's just really cool. I like Beric.
He's giving me a lot of a Obi-Wan Kenobi vibe, because you know the flaming sword obviously is kind of like a lightsaber. He's got some wisdom inside of him about the Force, you know, the Lord of Light, and that's kind of the vibe that I've got from it.
Yeah, I love the way they're all kind of bickering and arguing and calling each other things, and then he just kind of smiles and just kind of interjects after they've all finished, you know, and he's just so wise and cool and calm, and I love him. I hope we see him again. I hope that wasn't it. Now
I got a tie, and this one's going to be pretty crazy for some people, but I'm really enjoying. Obviously, Jon Snow is the pick. You know, clearly he's going to be the hero of the story, I think. But I got a tie. I got Maisie Williams for Arya Stark, and then I got Jaime Lannister. And the two of the characters, their stories have changed so much, and Arya has just been amazing. We've seen her kind of put on so many different faces this season. With Hot Pie, she's obviously had that opening up, the behind the closed doors, the taking off of the mask, showing the real Arya Stark of Winterfell. When she got home with Sansa, you know, getting a little bit of that. But then seeing the crazy faceless train side of Arya, my God. But Jaime Lannister, I have a feeling, and I'm going to make a prediction right now, in the next episode, he's going to be the single most important person in the Dragon Pit scene, because he's the only one that can really get to Cersei, and I think they're going to fracture. But Nikolai Coster-Waldau has done an amazing job this season, and he's really stood out to me as someone that gave an amazing performance.
Yeah, he is an absolutely incredible actor. I think you might be right. He's potentially the only character in there that is maybe able to bridge a gap, isn't he? But I don't think he'll achieve that. But if anybody was going to be able to achieve that, it would have been him. Arya was spectacular. Some of the choreography in the fight sequence, specifically with Brienne. I was watching an interview with the woman who takes the still photographs of the actors on set as they are doing their thing, and she said her favorite moment, because obviously she's there for everything, and she said her favorite moment for this entire season was when she had to take stills of the Brienne and Arya fight, and she just said these two women are just spectacular at what they do, and it was absolutely ferocious but beautiful at the same time. Could you imagine being there watching?
I cannot, because I wouldn't be able to contain myself.
No.
But you know, I got our notes here. We have a little write up for the podcast, for our first podcast, so we can stay organized, and I think we can kind of segue into the next segment. One theory that will be confirmed in the finale for you. I mean, is it going to be something with Arya and Sansa, perhaps? What's one theory that's going to be confirmed in the finale for you? We go on YouTube, we theorize each week. We put our thoughts and perspectives out there on what may happen from the foreshadowing we've seen in the show and the books. What's something that you for sure see happening in the finale? You know what?
That we did so many prediction videos, didn't we, before season 7 landed? And actually, I'm so delighted because so many of my predictions have come true. A lot have not come true.
Shameless plug, Gemma. Shameless plug.
Well, I am conveniently ignoring all of the things I was completely wrong and completely off the mark about, which was quite a few, I will admit. But I mean, I was convinced Jaqen H'ghar was coming back, and I did a whole spiel about that. And
well, he can still come back next episode.
Maybe. Let's just pretend that those didn't happen, and let's focus on all the things I did get right. But Yeah, there's quite a few that I think are definitely happening next week. Like you said, with Sansa and Arya, and then Jon and Dany as well. But I'm going to go with Jaime, since you were talking about Jaime, and I'm going to call. I think this is his moment. He's got to leave Cersei.
Oof.
He has to.
That was gonna be my choice, but you know,
no.
but I'm gonna go off track after you. I mean, why do you think that exactly though? Let me pick your brain, Gemma.
Otherwise, this is just the same story going round and round and round and round in circles, isn't it? And that we've been waiting for him to break free since, let's face it, since season 4, 5, and in season 6, when the whole Sept thing happened, we were convinced that's it, he's definitely going, and he still didn't. And Cersei seemed to have zero consequences for what she did to the Sept and to Marjorie and Loras and Mace and Kevin Lannister and Lancel Lannister, and no consequences whatsoever for any of that. Jaime just keeps kind of accepting what she does, and I think obviously Jon's going to King's Landing to take the White that they've captured. This has to be the breaking point. We have to see, and I don't think it will be a case of the seeing the White or whatever is going to be the thing that broke it. I think it's this culmination, isn't it? It will be the last straw on the camel's back kind of situation.
So basically what you're saying is that you think that, you know, Cersei's going to be like trying to plan some sort of red wedding scenario or some sort of betrayal, and then Jaime's going to be like, listen, I actually believe these people. I mean, why would Tyrion and Jon Snow and all these people come all this way down just to tell us this?
Exactly, and then risk a potential trap laid by Cersei, which they were discussing last episode. Dany and Tyrion were discussing the possibility of that. We know there is wildfire under the dragon pit, or at least there is in the books. That was definitely, you know, some of the whores that were taking some of their clients down there. They discovered caches of wildfire underneath the dragon pit. So, you know, maybe it's a ploy that Jaime will have to stop. Maybe it'll be something else. But I think we're going to see Jaime's final straw be dropped this episode.
Speaking of the books, in A Feast for Crows, Jaime fractures from Cersei much earlier. So I think that, yeah, I think you're right, spot on. I mean, in the books, he's doesn't have a total redemptive arc because he does some, you know, he's pretty forward with the Siege of Riverrun and stuff like that. And people are like, yeah, Jaime's never going to have a redemptive arc. But I totally see him going on one in the books as well. I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm gonna say that we're gonna see a flashback of Rhaegar and Lyanna, and they're gonna get married. I'm probably gonna be wrong here about the Isle of the Faces, but I'm keeping hope alive that we will see them married in front of the old gods. I don't know if we will see that because in the show, did they confirm that they were married in Dorne, Gemma?
Yeah, that's Prince Rhaegar, according to Gilly.
Gilly figuring this out of all people,
Prince
right?
Rhaegar had an annulment in Dorne and then was married on the same day in Dorne. So yeah, the show is saying that happened. The marriage happened in Dorne, but a flashback would be great. Everyone wanted the tourney of Harrenhal, didn't they? But actually, I think if we had a flashback of a wedding, we wouldn't really need the tourney of Harrenhal. It wouldn't really serve any purpose. We know what happened at Harrenhal.
And there's been a wedding in every season, has there not?
This is also true, yeah.
So, I mean, I think this is going to be a thing. And I think the whole point of this is to show that Jon was loved by his parents. And this is going to empower him in season 8, I think. So,
yeah. We have also had the death of a monarch in every season as well, though, haven't we?
Mm-hmm. So I don't know if that's gonna happen this season. Maybe it happens double. Oh, it's definitely gonna happen next season.
Yeah.
But speaking of theories, one theory that will be debunked in the final, Gemma. We just talked about theories that are going to be confirmed.
There's quite a few, isn't there? There's some really, really daft stuff that's come out this season, and it's driving me a little bit insane. The Catelyn Stark at Winterfell, no, that was just an extra that walked past the door frame. And I know some people might not like this one, but Longclaw did not open his eyes, and this is just silly, desperate, grasping theories that it was either a reflection of the light or a droplet of water from when Jon splashed when he came out. That But there's been some really silly things. I did a whole video on there being a mole at Dragonstone in Danny's team, and I think at one point it seemed almost a given that that was the case, but actually I've now come to the conclusion that none of them are betraying Danny at this point. So I've just dropped about 3 or 4 there, didn't I?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not exactly sure what theory I think will be debunked. I mean, you know, some people say that, you know, Bran is going to be revealed as the Night King. I think that's absolutely impossible. I'm so over that theory, particularly. Even though I respect Nexus, the way he delivers that, it's absolute gasoline, as I like to say. But I think I'm with you on the Mole and Dragonstone one. I think just the set of circumstances, the way it, you know, Qyburn and all of these different things, the Ironborn and all that. I just don't really think that there's. It was made out to be this huge theory, right? So I think that that's one thing that we can be debunked is the Mole at Dragonstone. All right, Gemma, I have another question for you concerning the finale. And basically it's this. What do you think is going to be the very last scene of the episode? I think we're going to be on the same page with this one, but how is it going to work out?
I know we're going to be on the same page with this one. There is only one thing that we can see in the finale of season 7, and that's the wall coming down. I'm really, really worried that it's not going to come down as dramatically as I had hoped. I have spoken about this at length in prediction videos, just general theory videos about the wall, and I wanted this humongous. I mean, the wall itself is larger than life. It's a fantasy wall that could not even possibly be in reality. So it's coming down, in my opinion, needs to be a fantasy crash. It needs to be something epic of monumental status, heard from one end of the land to the other with huge catastrophic ramifications, and I don't think we're going to see that. I think it's going to go out in a little bit of a whisper.
Me and you I've specifically talked about like the earth shaking, like everybody hearing it all across Westeros. Yeah,
earthquakes, fire and brimstone in the sky, thunder rolling, people in High Garden and in Dawn hearing the crack, and yeah, I think it's coming down, but I think it's going to be a bit of a okay, the walls come down.
I think it's going to be a situation where it's going to be part of the wall comes down. I do think they're going to be attacked at 2 locations, Eastwatch and Castle Black. I think they've made that pretty clear because now they're showing 2 castles on the wall. Why would they do that?
Yeah, that's right. Why would they suddenly introduce a new location at the wall when they could have quite easily have done all of that storyline from Castle Black, unless it was going to be a 2-pronged attack?
Now, it's going to be interesting how they pull this off, but the Night King with a dragon, I mean, how fast can he get through the wall with a dragon that breathes fire? Who knows? But I think it's going to probably involve the dragon. I mean, they wouldn't have had the Night King bring down Viserion with a super ice spear, channeling his inner Zeus if we weren't going to get him riding the ice. People are saying, oh, he can't fly and stuff like that. That's fake news. He's totally going to ride the dragon in the finale.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's why he wanted the dragon, wasn't it? So he could fly it up, and I mean, I assume he's going to use Viserion in one way, shape, or form to bring down the wall. How exactly, I'm not sure, because I don't even know what Viserion can do in his capacity as a White Walker dragon or a White dragon or whatever he is now, an ice dragon. We literally don't really fully know what kind of dragon we're left with at this point, but I think somehow the magic of a dragon will diminish the magic of the wall. That we did a lot of theories, didn't we, of how the wall was going to come down. I don't think the Night King is going to use an undead dragon in the books to bring down the wall. I don't think that's how it's coming down in the wall, but in the show, definitely.
Hey, I think it might be a horn in the books. I think that's where we're going to go with that. Now, we've talked quite a bit about season 7, and obviously I think we're both pretty sad that the season is ending in some sort of ways, but we're both kind of pretty excited that we're going to be able to take a little bit of the break. You know, our upload schedules have been pretty crazy. But let's talk about YouTube a little bit, Gemma. There's been something that's been going on that's been affecting me and you it's been pretty crazy. It's called YouTube Not Suitable for Advertisers. Can you tell us a little bit about what's been going on for me and you?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's been going on for me and you, but I mean, this is not just affecting us by any standards. It's not even just affecting the Game of Thrones content creators on YouTube. This is affecting gamers. This is affecting how-to videos. This is affecting like literally hundreds and thousands of content creators across YouTube. And basically what they've done is, I don't know if you recall like the adpocalypse a couple of months ago, where a lot of the advertisers took away their ads because they were being placed on videos with inappropriate content. And I think this is a way that YouTube have attempted to this problem sort out to bring the advertisers back to YouTube. And basically what they're doing is they're slapping a not suitable for advertisers flag onto pretty much everybody's videos at this stage. I mean, there are many, many thousands of channels which are literally every single upload, regardless of what it is, regardless of what the content is on that video, is being flagged as unsuitable for advertisers. You are then given the option to manually request a review, in which instance I have done so for every single one. There's been over 10 of my videos now has been flagged under this banner, and I have requested the review, and every single time it has been deemed as good and suitable for advertisers, which demonstrates to me wholeheartedly that I've been flagged falsely in the first instance. My content was never inappropriate or unsuitable for advertisers, which is just making it really frustrating, because it means I've got like a 24-hour to 48-hour delay on each video, and that of course is the time where we make the majority literally 99% of the revenue that we make on any video happens within the first 48 hours. So if they're demonetizing that video for that time, it's cutting people's revenue by 90%. It is crazy. So, and people have posted pictures of cats or blank videos, and they're still getting flagged up as unsuitable for all advertisers, which is just
I had a private video that was flagged. A private video, which means instantly it was triggered. So some sort of algorithm or bot system is on YouTube, and something instantly triggers it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's what it feels like, because I know another YouTuber scheduled a live stream, and that was flagged as unsuitable for advertisers before he'd gone on air.
Sheesh, man. That's pretty crazy.
It's absolutely insane. So a lot of the YouTubers are now saying this doesn't feel like this feels like a completely disingenuous system. This is obviously an unfair system. Videos that shouldn't be getting flagged are getting flagged. We're being very careful. I personally know that I always follow the community guidelines. I always have. So it's basically not fair, and it's messing with our incomes. It's messing with our earnings. That is our livelihoods, and it's very, very frustrating. It feels like a blacklist. It doesn't feel like a new policy. It feels like a blacklist, because people are getting flagged within seconds of an upload. And like you said, you had a private video flagged, and somebody else has had videos flagged before he's even done the video. So that's, but actually,
what are we gonna do about this, Gemma? Are we gonna call the banners on this, or what?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty triggered. I'm pretty triggered to be honest. The support that we've had over the last 48 hours over this, from Patreons and people reaching out to us on social media, has been absolutely stellar, absolutely overwhelming, crazy. The donations that I had in my live stream last night were just humbling. And it's great, and I think I have basically emailed YouTube on a daily basis regarding this issue, but subscribers need to do the same, because even if you're not creating content, and even if you're not in a situation where your videos are being flagged, if this does not get sorted, subscribers will lose too, because you will see your favorite channels vanish, because people just can't compete with this if it doesn't get sorted. So, and you'll end up in a situation where you'll either have to pay to subscribe. I know a lot of content creators are now considering moving over to that. and RedTube as well. This seems to be another way. People shouldn't have to pay to watch YouTube videos. If you want to support a channel because you appreciate what they're doing, and that's something that's a choice you want to make, and you want to support them through crowdfunding or through whatever means, that's your choice. But ultimately, you shouldn't have to pay to watch YouTube videos.
It's pretty crazy for this to be going on. This is the second time that this has happened this year, something that's really started to affect these YouTubers. And me and you have been on record. This is not just a money thing for us. You know, we're really, really passionate about Game of Thrones and the Song of Ice and Fire. We will continue to create content because it's something that we enjoy. We enjoy doing it for ourselves, not just the fans. But, you know, it is difficult because, you know, my channel is a smaller channel. Your channel is a little bit bigger than mine. So you're able to, because of your consistency in your videos, people are able to go back and watch some of your videos. But for me, some people don't go watch some of my older videos and stuff because, you know, episode reviews, and I do a little bit more show stuff than book stuff. So it's a little bit more difficult for a smaller mid-range channel like mine to kind of compete in this kind of situation. So, you know, you talked about Patreon and donations. Those things are absolutely instrumental right now with what's going on YouTube, and we really, really appreciate the support. And like you said, you don't have to do this kind of thing, but, you know, signing up for Patreon and doing donations in the Super Chat is so appreciated. It really, really helps out people like me and Gemma. So if you are interested in doing that and helping us through this difficult period, I will put the links to Gemma's Patreon and my Patreon in the description of this video. But any final thoughts on this, Gemma?
No, I mean, I said this in the live stream last night, and this is something that's not really affecting myself or you, particularly because our channels are larger. But one thing that's really upsetting and frustrating is that for a much smaller channel, say a channel that's maybe got 1,000 subscribers, is just kind of breaking out and reaching a point where they could really genuinely start to make a go of this. If your video gets flagged falsely and you don't receive 1,000 views in 7 days, you will not even have the opportunity to appeal. So there's a lot of people in a situation where they're being flagged for content that is suitable, and they literally can't even appeal against that decision because they're just not getting the hits. So if there is a channel, particularly a smaller channel that you're enjoying, there are other ways that you can support myself, Kyle, and all of the content creators in all of the communities. It doesn't have to just be financial. If you're not in a situation where you can be doing that, share it on social media. Share the older videos. Get those hits. Share the channel. Show your friends. You know, that's how you can help. If you're not in a financial situation where you can do it, we cannot buy advertising like people sharing our content on social media. That is one of the biggest things, you know, bringing new people, bringing new subscribers to the channels. That helps more than you could ever possibly imagine. Liking the videos, commenting on the videos. This is all stuff that takes no money whatsoever and really helps monumentally as well. So like Kyle said, Patreon and Super Chat, it's always appreciated, and actually it's pulled us through this last few days, this last week or so, that when things have been really difficult, just to know that we are supported in the way we are. But there are so many ways that you can support, not just myself, but all of the community. If you have a channel that you're really enjoying and you're really loving, you know, spend a little bit of time just to get it out there and to get that channel out there so other people get the exposure that it deserves, because this helps everybody.
Absolutely, and I think we're going to cap it off there. We don't want to talk about this too much, but we definitely want to bring light to the issue because it's not just affecting me and Gemma, it's affecting other amazing content creators in the Game of Thrones, The Song of Ice and Fire community, and all of YouTube. So I think it's something that we wanted to discuss, and we are really passionate about other content creators being successful, not just ourselves. We don't really think of other people as competition. We want other people to be happy with what they're doing as well. Now, what we want to do is we want to do something special on this podcast going forward. Like we said, we're going to have 2 episodes a week, one on my channel and one on Gemma's. And what we'll be doing is we're going to actually do like a mailbag section. It's going to be really fun. And we're going to take 1 or 2 questions per comment section. So on every video, we're going to take some of our favorite questions and we're going to feature them in the next episode of the podcast. And what we're going to do is we're going to pick those subjects and kind of just go dive in. Also, what we will be doing is picking out the best comment of the week, and we're going to be doing some fun giveaways, small stuff, but it will be really fun to reward you guys. Now, Gemma, let's talk a little bit about the podcast schedule, plans for the podcast. So we're going to do it about twice a week. It's going to be probably, we'll release it on maybe Wednesdays and Saturdays, something like that, kind of midweek stuff for you, once in the weekend, one during the middle of the week.
Yeah, we're going to sort of get together once a week, and we're going to record 2 of them in that session. So we can either release them on the same day or we can stagger them. I think it might be better if we staggered them, wouldn't it? And then it's that consistency of content. So, you know, maybe you could get yours out on the Monday or the Tuesday, and mine could come out on the Friday, say, and or vice versa. And we'll just keep that consistency of content out. But I think if we will set up a regular day where you can expect those videos to come out, because I know people like it's like your favorite television program, isn't it? You know what day of the week that's going to come out, and you can get settled down with a snack or whatever and curl up and listen to. But it won't just be me and Kyle banging on either. It will be, we've got loads and loads of people that we want to collaborate with.
Oh, we got a lot. So we're going to have, I was talking to Lucifer Means Lightbringer last night.
Yep.
Oh, we're really excited. We're going to have him on. We're going to have old Jeezy, George. We're going to have George on. We're going to do a Dragon Con, talk about that. All the nerd stuff, which is going to be really fun. We'll have Johnny on. We have Game of Theories. He's already said he's going to come on. We got tons and tons of amazing people from the Song of Ice and Fire and Game of Thrones community that we're going to have on. History of Westeros we're going to have on. So really, really excited to be doing this podcast. And it's going to be a thing that's going to be going on for quite some time. Me and Gemma have been planning this behind the scenes, but we wanted to do it when the season was kind of unwinding and when our schedules were becoming a little bit more open. Obviously, our upload schedule has been a little bit more hectic during season 7, having to keep up with all the videos and series.
Knackered. I'm so tired.
I'm exhausted.
Half my life on US time and half my life on UK time is not good for my health.
And you know what too is sometimes you'll be commenting, you'll be going to bed. We've only really been doing, well, we're reviewing the episode after the finale on your episode on Sunday night. So everybody make sure you go check that out. It's going to be at around 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. If you're my time, but basically
4 a.m. in the morning for me.
Gemma's making a sacrifice, but sometimes you'll wake up in the morning on Monday morning, your time, and you'll be like, Kyle, have you went to bed? I'm like, no, I've been up since 10 last night doing my episode review and preview breakdown. So that's going to be changing. And then, like, man, I am so exhausted. My sleep schedule is so messed up, but it's been really fun. Obviously during the season is the funnest time to be making videos. Everybody is more excited and hyped, and obviously, leading up to the season, it's a really exciting time, but during the season it is really, really exciting as well.
Yeah, it's been a really fun, wild 6-7 weeks. It's been crazy. I am looking forward to having a little bit of time off. I'm looking forward to a few early nights. Just curling up and watching something that's not Game of Thrones.
Too old. But channeling my inner chain, you're getting too old, Gemma.
I know, how rock and roll is that? A cup of tea and a film and an early night.
But what we want to do for this podcast is we want to know what kind of ideas you guys have for us. Do you want us to do collaborations with the YouTube community? Do you want us to do character profiles? Would you like us to do discussions like this, talking about news, new filming locations, new castings, like Howland Reed? Is he going to be in season 8? Speculation, stuff like that. So let us know in the comment section. Let us know what you want us to cover on this podcast. We're going to have 2 episodes a week. We can kind of switch it up and make it maybe more character profiles on Gemma's side of the equation when she's doing her stuff on her channel. We can do more news on my part, so you guys can kind of get a feel for that first part of the week. You can look forward to news. Let us know in the comment section what you would like to see, and we're open to suggestions. We're really, really excited to be doing this.
Yeah, absolutely. If you put it, you can put it in my comments. You can put it on any video. If you just make it clear, if you put sort of mailbag, if you want us to, really get in depth with a question that you're interested in us asking, or if you just put podcast, just to make it clear that is what that specific message is for, and that's what you're requesting, then I do read the majority of my comments. I couldn't possibly reply to them all. I just get thousands and thousands of them now. It's crazy. But I do tend to read them all. So reach out to us and let us know what you want to see.
And if you want us to have a specific member of the Song of Ice and Fire Game of Thrones community, reach out to us and we'll try to make it happen. And we'll try to have as many cool guests and whatnot on the podcast as possible. Gemma, where can everyone find you? Let's talk about your social media, where everyone can reach out to you.
Yeah, I'm on Citadel Secrets on Twitter. Obviously, I'm Secrets of the Citadel on YouTube. My Facebook, I need to sort out my Facebook because I'm just some random number at the moment. I'm listed as Gemma Stark. It's the same icon that you'll see on YouTube, the little red-haired cartoon character that you see on. But I have posted the Facebook link on to my Twitter page, and I will update my YouTube page. So when you click the Facebook link there, you'll be taken straight to that page. So yeah, lots of different ways you can connect with us.
In the description of this video, we will have the links to Gemma's Patreon, to her channel, so you can go subscribe, and we'll get all that sorted out so you can go check out Gemma's social media and find out where to follow her. So all that will be in the description of this video.
Thank you, Kyle.
Yeah, no problem. And just for you guys, for me as well, the Patreon will be in the description of this video. If you do feel like supporting the podcast and the channel, you can absolutely donate to me or Gemma, which is really cool. We really, really appreciate your support. I am going to DragonCon next week with George, and if you do want to help me get to DragonCon and you want to help me offset some of the funds for my flight and my hotel, oh my God, it's expensive. Would really, really appreciate if you can make any donation at all. $1, anything you want to donate is absolutely appreciated, and we're really, really excited to be doing more vlogs for the channel. This has been really fun, Gemma, and I think next time we're gonna hopefully find out in the chat what you guys want to see next, and we'll kind of go from there. But this has been really fun. This is the Game of Thrones Unplugged podcast, and we will see you in the next video. 7 blessings.
Fuck the king.
How much for your little fam?